Hello, Student Life Skills students. So this brief video is going to discuss how best to email your professor in college. So the first point is going to be every email should have a respectful greeting and a respectful closing. So never refer to your professor by his or her first name. So for example, I should always be referred to as Professor, whatever the last name is. Now, some of your professors may prefer to be addressed as Doctor, and that's fine. They will let their preferences be known either in the syllabus and or the first day of class. But again, never ever first name unless you're invited to do so. The next point is keeping the message short and using proper writing mechanics. Every email and assignment that you now complete in college is a reflection of you. So even emails should be proofread and checked for spelling and grammar. So I would encourage you to compose your emails in a word processing program and run that spell and writing mechanics check and clean it up there. So another component of proofreading is checking for clarity. In your email, is it clear what you're needing help with? Have you made sure that whatever question you have isn't already answered in the syllabus? So those are kind of the things that you want to check before you hit send that message. A third point is always identify who you are and what class you are in. Your professor likely has, 5 to 8 classes they may be teaching, say fall or spring, and each class at our particular college has up to 30 students. So a typical professor that you're going to encounter has anywhere between 150 and 240 students. And so you can never assume that the professor is going to remember who you are or which of the classes you are in. Now, for where we are, the best way to email your professor would be through Canvas, because that way when you send that message, it's already going to tell the professor which class section you are in. But again, even within the text, you want to remind the professor who you are and what class you are in. And then it's always nice to include the information of how to best contact you, be it through that email or by phone, at the end of your email. Now, the final point is you want to thank your professor for their time. So again, end that email respectfully, thanking them for their time. Never ever make demands of, how quickly he or she should respond to you, because you may have a great sense of urgency, but you don't know what's on their agenda and what deadlines they may be needing to meet before they can get back to you for your email. So most professors will respond to your emails within 48 hours during the work week. Do not expect responses during the weekend. However, what happens if your professor doesn't get back to you in 48 hours? What is your recourse then? You can reach back out with a very respectful email. And what I encourage you to do is then forward your initial email that you sent to them, and then add this sort of thing like, "Dear Professor," whatever their last name is, "thank you for taking the time to read this email. I fear that you may have missed my initial email, so I am forwarding it below. Have a great day," or "sincerely," and then putting your name. And so that's a good way, if the professor doesn't get back to you, of saying, "Hey, Professor, I think that you missed my email," sort of thing, but not being like, "Hey, you never responded to my email," sort of thing. Because, if you sent that email at, say, Friday at 11 o'clock at night, that professor could have received dozens of emails during the weekend, and your email simply got buried. This is also common during, the startup of a semester, the midterm, and the final. The professor's receiving dozens and dozens and dozens of emails. And so, it's okay to reach back out, but do so in a gentle way. And so the images for this PowerPoint have come from iStock Photo and Unsplash. And if you have any questions, always reach out.